What's going on, world? This is Demetrius Successful Adair, and I wanted to come at you all today to actually help you understand my story before you actually understand my glory, because everybody has a story to tell, and my story can end up just like anybody else's, because life happens to us all. Well, we all have choices and we all have decisions. I just made a decision to live life on my own terms. Live life so I can be able to support my family, do things that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? When I first got started, my goal was to buy my mother a house. That's my whole goal, is to buy my mother her own house. And I had to come to realizations that I couldn't do that, you know what I'm saying, just being an average person. I had to go out here and make a choice to be better than my best. I had to make a choice to be better, a better person every single day. And that's what you have to learn. You know, we always see all the glitz and glam, and, you know, people having this and the nice cars and, you know, nice house and nice clothes and $500-600 shoes, but you don't really know what that person had to go through to get that, to get those things. What you have to understand is that when you're living life, you have to live life and not let life live you. You have to go out here and you have to make something of yourself. Because even if you have kids or you don't have kids, somebody is always watching you. Somebody's always looking up to you. So you have to always be better than your best. You have to go out here and you have to make sacrifices. You have to do things that you don't want to do in order to get the things that you don't have. We all want to live a dream. We all want to live a fantasy, but we never want to put in the work to achieve those dreams and make that fantasy become a reality. Understand me when I say these things to you. You know what I'm saying? My life was never easy. I was the only child raised by a single mother. I saw my mom work 3 jobs. 3 jobs at one point. She was working 3 jobs. So as a kid, you have to understand how that can make you feel. Seeing your mother only for 45 minutes to an hour a day because she was working so hard to support you. She was working so hard to support me, working 3 jobs, that I only saw my mother for 45 minutes to an hour a day. The only time I saw her was she would come home, she would help me with my homework, then she was back off to work. She would come home, make sure I was in bed, and she was back off to work. She would come home, get me up for school, and she was back off to work. And in my mind, as a 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid, I'm trying to figure out, when does my mother sleep? But I understood, like, she had a purpose. She had a reason for doing what she had to do, because she was by herself and she was taking care of me by herself. So if you really want something, if you really want to do something, you have to make those type of sacrifices. And as her son, I feel like I owe her the world just for doing that, because it has made me a better person today. It has made me better than who I was yesterday. And I owe her all that. I owe her everything. Why? Because she worked 3 jobs just to support an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? And I've grown to appreciate just the little small things. We're all out here chasing money, but don't have money chasing us. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, oh man, Demetrius, money changed you. No, money didn't change me. Money just helped me understand how much I was worth. I wasn't worth pennies on the dollar. I've been fired from every job I've ever worked except one. I've had over 8 jobs. I've had 8 jobs in the last 5-6 years. And I've been fired from all 7 jobs. I've been fired from 7 jobs. And my last job that I got fired from, I told the HR lady, I actually thanked her. It was her and my supervisor and the HR. We were all sitting in the room. And I actually got fired on my day off. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest with you, I got fired on my day off. And I actually thanked all three of them. When they fired me, I told them, I was like, you know what? Thank you. And the HR lady was like, thank you for what? I was like, thank you for helping me realize that I would no longer continue to place my life in somebody else's hands. And she looked at me and she said, wow. Wow. He actually said that to us. We gave him a job. But you all gave me a job, but you also fired me on my day off. But why? The reason I got fired is kind of a long story. It's kind of an ignorant story. But just know I got fired on my day off. So from that day forth, I just said, you know what? I'm going to go out here. I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to step out on faith. Because God created me in his image. In his image. So why would I settle for anything less? Why would I settle for anything less than I deserve? Why would you settle for anything less than you deserve? I just want you to understand that. Do not settle for anything less than you deserve. If you feel you deserve the best, you go out here and you be the best. Be a blessing to someone. You know, stop being so selfish and stingy and only thinking about yourself. You have to think about other people. Other people. Just like I said earlier, somebody is watching you. You are motivating somebody. Somebody wants to be just like you when they grow up. Or if they're not already grown, somebody wants to be just like you. My mentor came to me 5 years ago. He was a 22-year-old kid making $10,000, $15,000 a month. Only 22 years old. And I was like, dude, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you do to make at 22 years old that you're making $10,000, $15,000 a month? I was making $16,000 a year before taxes. $16,000 a year. $16,000 a year, and this kid is making $15,000 a month. So I had to sit back and I had to reevaluate myself, reevaluate my goals, reevaluate my life. I had a son. And, you know, when you have kids, you know, things start to really change. Because now I have a son, he has my last name. Actually, he's a junior. So I have to go out here and represent. Not only for him, but for my last name as well. So I just thought I'd come at you all and let you all understand, like, when you're going through things, you have to make those sacrifices. You have to go out here and you have to be a winner. Stop having that loser mentality. Because if you continue to have that loser mentality, you will continue to be a loser. We all want to be winners, but we don't want to do what winners do. So we settle and do what losers do. I've lost more than I've ever won, but I still came out on top. Why? Because I learned the lesson. I didn't make a mistake. I learned the lesson. And that's the blessing in it, that you're learning that lesson. So understand my story, then you'll understand my glory. Demetrius is successful Adair.